Greetings, good morning. Welcome to Cup of Joe with Poe. This morning we'll be discussing colonization and gentrification. Now I want you to realize that this all around you is from colonization. Think real good and hard. Do you like your phone? Do you like electricity? Do you like automobiles? Do you like modernization? Do you like to be modernized? Well, without colonization, you don't have modernization. So if you wanted to continue to wear grass skirts and loincloths and sacrifice people and like live in caves and all that kind of shit, well then don't be colonized. Gentrification, for instance. People have this all twisted. If you have a community of all the same people, now mind you, there's only one race, and that's the human race. But let's scale back for a minute and let's look at it from people that have yet to evolve from modern, just regular society right now, how they look at things. Let's look at it from their point of view. If you have an all Polish neighborhood, okay, now this Polish neighborhood was thriving at one time. Now you have people from another group coming in. You have Chinese, a bunch of Chinese people move into the area. Now they start multiplying in that area and taking that area over. That's gentrification, okay? That's gentrification. That means that that particular group has settled in that area and have taken that area over. Now when I say take over, I mean they've just moved in there so much that now that's their area, their culture, their things of that nature. I watched this happen, for instance, in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio had a North End area that was really upscale at one time. They have a street called LaGrange. Now, LaGrange Street today is known for prostitution and drugs and gang activity. If you go down through LaGrange, you're going to see, especially in the morning time, you're not going to see much of nothing because everybody's either asleep or the businesses can't maintain there because there's nobody shopping in them. There's just looting and stealing and people out front of the building and businesses loitering. Nobody wants to go there. So the reason people go to LaGrange Street now is to buy drugs or a prostitute, or they live in that area, or they're just commuting to cut through. That's it now. 50 years ago, LaGrange, 60 years ago, was beautiful. It was thriving. It was a thriving community. People own those homes. But through gentrification, now the neighborhood is destroyed. So I want you to really look good and hard at this. Is gentrification good or bad? It depends on what has become of the area, the neighborhoods where these things have happened. If you have a good structured neighborhood, you have a neighborhood where people own the homes. You can know this by driving through there. You'll see new roofs. You'll see nice concrete driveways. You'll see nice automobiles. Kind of an indication that, hey, people own these homes. They care about these homes. They care about their community. You'll see a strong police force rolling through there. You'll see these things. Now, when you go to shit neighborhoods, the roofs are shot. Driveways are horrible. Cars are shit. Everything's shit. Why? Because of an ideology more than it is an actual money or place in society. You could live in a mud house and you could clean that mud house up every day, conduct yourself with a certain decorum, with some sort of coof about yourself, some sort of morals, principles, ethics, the way you carry yourself, the way you converse with others. That mud house can look like the Taj Mahal. That could be the most beautiful home ever because they'll take the time, TLC, to put into it. People that don't own their homes usually don't really give a shit about their homes. They really don't. So they'll just tear them up because they don't own them. The next person will fix it. Renters. I worked for a lot of companies going in and remodeling after people come in and destroy these places. Now let's get on to my favorite, colonization. Oh boy, colonizers. You colonizers modernizing everything and building roads and churches and schools. You modernizers bringing technology and cell phones and flushing toilets to us. How dare you colonizers modernize everything. Think about this. People were literally living with like loincloths. Modernization. Colonization is modernization. You can't be modernized if you're not colonized. It's that simple. How can people go against that? Like, no, you leave those people alone. You let them eat dead animals and wear dead animals around their waist as clothing with no hygiene. You let them do that. How dare you go in there and teach people how to live like this? In one way, think about this. I feel them. Because let's say you have, like the Amish, for instance. What if nobody ever went to where the Amish were and they were just their own little community and they didn't even know about the outside world? What's that movie? The Village. The Village. Prime example. Now that seems pretty good, but how did those people from the village point of view standpoint understand how to build these homes and make all these clothing? And that's modernization. That's colonization. So how is colonization bad? You tell me that. How is colonizing something and modernizing it bad? Are you going to go to the ideologies? Because just colonization on its own is awesome. Now, once you start throwing ideologies in there, that's when people have some sort of misconception here about colonizing. If I'm a colonizer and I show up and my colonization is Christian-based, then I'm going to push a Christian-based ideology. If I'm a colonizer and I show up and I'm of Muslim faith, then I'm going to push that as my ideology. Let's say I show up and I'm colonizing, right? I'm modernizing everything. Once again, without colonization, you don't have modernization. So I show up and I start colonizing shit, building homes and all this stuff and making it more suitable for present day standards, right? People have an issue and a problem with me living in a tent where it's beautiful, as a matter of fact, and everything's really nice. They have a problem with me doing that, going back to the roots. How are people mad because I want to go back and live more of a pure life rather than all this? I love coming on here. I love talking to you, chat. If there's one thing I really want to do is each one, reach one, teach one. That is the point. That is the purpose of Cup of Joe with Poe. It's so I can get on here and try to educate people. Because listen, we live in a world where people just want something to complain about. People just want to bitch. People just want to hear themselves talk. Literally, people have nothing better to do with their time than to go out and tear their own fucking neighborhoods up in a protest that doesn't even have nothing to do with America. Make that make sense. People out here fighting protests to kill unborn babies. How savage is that? How savage is that to rip an unborn child out of a womb at like 9 months? Wow. People do it every day. They fight for that. They fight for all the things that are wrong in society because they're wrong and they know they're so wrong they don't want to come around to the side of good, the side of right, the side of righteousness. To live a certain walk of life and standard. I treat everyone how I want to be treated. That's why yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. I actually dress a certain way. I don't want to offend people. I don't care what anybody wears, but I'm not going out in public in a thong, running around with bright pink ass hair with a thong on and little nipple things on my chest. I'm not doing that because that shit's weird and it makes people feel uncomfortable. That's why I wear my pants the right way now, because I am the type, I'm getting older and I get offended when I walk and I see somebody wearing $1,200 pants with a $900 belt, but their ass is all the way hanging out and their dick is hanging out in the front, like all the way around. What's the point of the fucking belt to begin with? Now that's backwards modernization. That's going backwards. That's anarchists. That's people that are like, I want to offend people, so I'm going to dress the most offensive as possible. If your life revolves around turmoil, constant bitching and moaning and groaning and woe's me and everybody's out to get me and I can't get nowhere because of the color of my skin or the religion I believe in, or because I'm short, because I'm tall, because I'm fat, because I'm skinny. All these boxes, all these things that people try to put themselves in to feel special. You're not special unless you're born handicapped. On to another thing. All you people taking these drugs that are rewriting your DNA and messing with the chemicals in your mind, you really think you need Prozac? You need an antidepressant? Roll a joint and get high or something. Quit taking these dummy medications that do nothing but destroy your immune system, destroy your insides, your liver, your kidneys, your stomach, all getting tore up from medications. Listen, humans been on this earth for so long, and we wasn't taking no medications back then, and now we're just dependent on medications. We're dependent on everything that is put out to us to try to make us better. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Humans used to live a lot longer. We're dying a lot quicker now. Why? Because they're killing us off. And we're allowing it. We're helping them kill us off. This Cup of Joe with Poe has been all over the map. I have so many topics that I want to address. And I feel I could just cram it all in one show, and I can't. It's hard. It gets difficult. This is my mania. This is me. Full tilt right into this. Like, listen, if you don't like your environment, you don't like the way things are going, you don't like the government, you don't like the people around you, you feel everybody's out, well, then go somewhere else with the same like-minded people and live there. Real simple. If you don't like America, then why don't you trade places, dog? Why don't you trade places with someone that does want to be here, someone that will work hard, someone that will contribute, that will learn the language, learn the culture. If you come to America and you want to be an American, well, then go on and be an American. Put down whatever nationality it is you say you belong to at that point. If you're an American, then your flag is the American flag. Your language is English. That's how this works. Why? Because we colonized this shit. We modernized this shit. The Indians, which is my bloodline, my grandma, my dad's full-blooded Indian. Not that that matters because we're just humans. When they got here, they were warring with each other. They were killing each other. They were enslaving each other. They got here and they called them savages because of the way they were conducting themselves. What did we do? We modernized them. Now, did we go the wrong way? Absolutely. Did we give them blankets with malaria and try to kill them off? Absolutely. Did we do these horrible atrocities as the human race, not as Caucasians? Only Caucasians do evil stuff. Oh yeah, well, I guess there's a bunch of Caucasians in Africa that were enslaving their own people and selling them, right? Because no Caucasians went to Africa with nets and ran down black people and caught them and forcefully took them. They were sold. That's the reality of it. People don't want to live in reality. They would rather cater to people's feelings and needs. And, oh, don't make that whole demographic mad with the truth. That's the problem. People don't want to live in the truth. So, colonization is modernization. Gentrification works both ways. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. If you take a nice, good neighborhood and in 10 years you destroy that neighborhood and you turn it into the slums, and that shit there too. If you got one of these cars, listen to me guys, if you got one of these stupid cars with the, you hear it? You hear it? Oh yeah, that's what I want to hear. Yeah. 7, 8 in the morning, I want you to turn your exhaust, there's a volume in the car for the exhaust, and this jackass wants to race around all morning long, 8, 7, 6 in the morning with his exhaust all the way up. Why? So you can piss me off? Because that's what they did. I'm going to have a great day today. You're going to have a great today. Man, oh man. Let's go on and fill this cup back up, because as you can see, your boy done killed 44 ounces of Colombian coffee. I'm ziggity bing bow boom. Let's go to the moon. Cup of Joe with Poe. Tune in every day. If you've yet to follow, if you've yet to subscribe, if you're watching on YouTube, well, subscribe, follow, like, share, and more than anything else, have a great day. One love.